Thank you very much, Mr. Posey.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for holding this hearing, and thank you for appearing, Mr. Secretary, over here. About half the people in this room are old enough to remember the fuel crisis, the energy crisis, 1973, where everybody in the world everybody in this country that wanted to get gas had to go get in line on odd-numbered tag days in Florida and wait for hours to get a half a tank of gas. Just brought everything to a screeching stop. And in response to which, Congress passed and President Carter signed the act in 1977, which created the Department of Energy to make sure we would never, ever again be victims of such an energy crisis. And I commend you for reaching the current point that we're at now, an unprecedented level of energy independence. So thank you for a job well done, you and the administration. I was very happy to see your references to space in your video presentation. Ultimately, the exploration of space is about the survival of the human species and exploring the unknown to expand our knowledge. Last year, the House Science, Space and Technology Committee worked together to pass H.R. 589, a bipartisan Department of Energy reauthorization bill, which is now law. And as you know, part of the legislation directs the department to carry out a program on low-dose radiation research within the Office of Science, which is going to be necessary to better understand for the future of human spaceflight. And so I just wondered if you could give us a little bit of an update on the status of the plan to implement the program, and if not, you can mail it to me.
Thank you, Congressman Posey. That focus on the partnering between DOE and other agencies of government, in this case NASA, is it's one of the more fascinating things that we do, particularly developing the ways to propel us to deep space. There's going to be work that's done, and small modular reactors may be part of the tie-in here to the propulsion on some of these. But the other side of it is there's a program that's I think it's called Krusty, and I got to see the work that they're doing on it at the Nevada test site a few months back. And Krusty is a acronym for kilowatt reactor using Stirling technology, and Los Alamos is actually where the work's being done. They were showing it to us out at the test site in Nevada, and they're partnering. It's just like you see public-private partnerships, and you see NASA, DOE, DOD, particularly through DARPA, working together on some of these projects. The national labs partner up often. So Los Alamos and the Y-12 National Security Complex, and then the national security, I always call it the Nevada test site. That's not the proper name, but the Nevada National Security Site are where they're building and testing these full-scale flight prototypes for nuclear reactor. And by the, we're going to get back into space. We're going to go very far into space, and it's going to be driven by funding that you all are making available through these national labs. So thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bearer.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Secretary Perry, thank you for being here. I just want